An exodus of Americans to Mexico is being driven by digitalization, the pandemic, and the ease of working remotely. Numerous Americans have recently migrated to Mexico, particularly Californians. Mexico City has been gentrified as a result of these so-called digital nomads, infuriating locals. Over the past 10 years, technology has progressively made it simpler to work remotely or online. The digital age has gradually altered the socio-economic landscape and the way we do business and work. A great deal of innovation has been brought about by modern technology, in terms of generating new revenue streams and ways to produce value. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel so that we can create more content like this, sharing knowledge on Latin America. The term digital nomad has been coined due to digitization. These people use technology and communication tools to do business and work remotely, so they can travel across the country or around the world. Most of them stay in one place for a couple of weeks or months before moving on. Relocating to another city or country is a much more frequent option for others. Most digital nomads tend to be tech-savvy and adventurous freelancers, independent professionals, or business people. Mexico is a favorite destination for digital nomads. In the United States, rising prices of commodities and accommodations have made many people rethink their lifestyle choices. It is increasingly common for young people, especially those from California, to move to a place that is more affordable and offers excellent food, drinks, weather, and sights. Due to its proximity, accessibility, and affordable lodging, Mexico is particularly appealing to residents of California and other southern states. Locals don't always enthusiastically support this trend of young Americans relocating to Mexico, particularly Mexico City. In fact, many residents have expressed their displeasure with that, as it results in a wide range of problems. Social change is one of the most obvious issues. A sizable proportion of American immigrants are illiterate in Spanish, if they can speak it at all. They also carry their own culture with them and try to make their new country more like the USA rather than integrating. They display a blatant lack of interest in engaging with and learning about the local way of life. This is what separates expatriates from immigrants. Expatriates create their own bubbles, taking advantage of their freedom to leave a country at any time, whereas immigrants integrate into society, changing it and reshaping it. The exodus of wealthy expats has also resulted in a catastrophe: soaring rent and housing costs. In fact, prices have risen to such an extent that local residents are forced to move to less affluent places or face eviction because they can no longer handle the costs. Gentrification is the term for this, and it's occurring at a startlingly rapid rate. Locals have now been stamping flyers on the streets of Mexico City in an effort to oppose gentrification. Flyers with the following text have reportedly started to appear all throughout Mexico City: new to the city, working remotely, you're a plague and the locals hate you, leave. Although there have been a few instances of conflict, for the most part, residents of Mexico City have been incredibly kind to tourists. But as more and more individuals lose their homes or their jobs, gentrification concerns are increasing. More than 1.6 million Americans reside in Mexico, according to the State Department, many of whom arrived during the COVID-19 pandemic because restrictions there were loosened much more quickly than they were in the majority of the United States. It's very likely that a lot more people than that actually exist. While earnings haven't increased significantly, rent costs in Mexico City's major neighborhoods have frequently jumped by up to 30%, making life for locals intolerable. Gentrification doesn't necessarily have to be a terrible thing, though, if done properly. The quality of life for poorer households can actually be raised by improving the neighborhood and fostering a more equitable mix of socioeconomic strata. In that situation, it is crucial to encourage greater neighborhood engagement between households of all socioeconomic levels. Tensions could also be reduced by establishing a program to teach foreigners the Spanish language and local customs. Finally, if used wisely, rich digital nomads can be a fantastic source of revenue for local companies and the community's economy. Nothing should be taken literally in the end, and everything may be seen as a benefit and a net advantage. Your thoughts and motivation are the only things that matter. If you've liked videos like this, please subscribe to our channel to help us grow. Our goal is to become one of the leading channels on sharing our love for the great region of Latin America.